The kickoff whistle was blown, and hardly 2.5 minutes into the world's biggest sporting event, in came football's most favorite child, Miss Controversy. There have been so many crazy moments and controversies related to the World Cups on and off the field. For such a big sports event, it is quite natural for things to break down. Pickles, the sniffer dog, was an instant sensation after his heroic actions. As a result of number of things that happened during this World Cup, many people have come to the conclusion that the tournament was fixed. This was a classic anti-football moment which also brought about a new fair play rule. Welcome on board. You are at the Life Cues Junction. Congratulations, you are at the right channel on a wonderful journey called life. Are you ready for a new ride today? Remember, the train leaves on time. So please go ahead, subscribe and press the bell icon to help us be on time. Done that? Thank you. Let's go. The stage was set with 60,000 people watching from inside and millions around the globe. The kickoff whistle was blown, and hardly 2.5 minutes into the world's biggest sporting event, in came football's most favorite child, Miss Controversy. Let me tell you how. In the third minute of the match between Ecuador and the hosts Qatar, the Ecuador captain Ener Valencia smartly put the ball into the net past a very nervous Qatari goalkeeper Al-Sheeb. The scoreline started reading Ecuador 1, Qatar 0. But to everyone's utmost surprise, out of nowhere, in came the intervention from Mr. VAR, that is, Video Assistant Referee. It ruled that some player from Ecuador was offside and the goal was cancelled. Do you smell some oil money here? Is this some sort of a repeat of 1978 Argentina? Or a reprise of 2002 South Korea? I don't know and can't say that for sure. But an already immensely off-field controversial Qatar World Cup got well and truly underway with its very first on-field controversy as well. My friend, the FIFA World Cup has always been entertaining for everyone and has been a big topic of discussion for the countries involved in the World Cup and beyond. Easily the most celebrated football tournament in the world. At the same time, there have been so many crazy moments and controversies related to the World Cups on and off the field. These controversies have been of various kinds, around the theft of the goals, referees' decisions, fixing allegations, fist fights, long-term injuries, and the different disputes between the countries. For such a big sports event, it is quite natural for things to break down. Let's take a look at some of the most weird moments and biggest controversies in FIFA World Cup history and how they got resolved. Or were they? Before we go ahead, I must tell you that we already talked about the biggest controversy of them all in another video. If you haven't watched it yet, you'll find the link in the description or on the card somewhere on this screen. So, let's kick off our video now. Number 1. The Santiago Battle in 1962. The Battle of Santiago between Chile and Italy in the 1962 World Cup was one of the most controversial games in the tournament history. There was already signs of conflict between the two groups before Italian media branded Santiago a dump. Mind it, the city of Santiago was still rebuilding after a 9.5 Richter scale earthquake. After only 12 seconds from the kickoff, there was already a foul. The first red card in the game came as early as in the 12th minute only. More than once during the match, the police had to interfere due to punches, kicks, and all other fistfights going all around the playing park. For the record, Chile defeated Italy by 2-0 in this game. Number 2. Boycotts by African nations in 1966. The 1966 FIFA World Cup in England was quite a controversial tournament, which was marred by protests, boycotts, and some weird incidents. First up was the boycotts by African nations. 31 African nations boycotted the event in a protest of a 1964 FIFA judgment that mandated a playoff round between the 3 second-round winners from the African zone and the champions of the Asian zone to qualify for the World Cup. African teams felt that winning their zone was enough in itself to merit qualification and decided to pull out of the World Cup until at least one African team had a place assured in the World Cup. This was sorted out in the 1970 World Cup and all following World Cup finals when FIFA altered the qualification procedure. Number 3. The Great World Cup Heist in 1966. In a weird incident of sort, the Jules Rimet Trophy was stolen from the Westminster Central Hall, where it was on display before the 1966 World Cup. A ransom of £15,000 was demanded by the perpetrators. The trophy became the target of a nationwide quest. A dog in London eventually uncovered it under some shrubs, still wrapped in a newspaper. Pickles, the sniffer dog, was an instant sensation after his heroic actions. Number 4. The goal that was, or wasn't. The 1966 World Cup final between England and West Germany was another watershed moment in the history of the World Cup. England's top scorer Geoff Hurst fired a shot that hit the crossbar in the 104th minute and rebounded out of the goal. Although Swiss referee Gottfried Deist was undecided as to whether or not the ball had crossed the line, England went ahead 3-2 thanks to the signal from the Soviet linesman Taufik Bakramov. Opinions have been split on this goal for a long time. Number 5. Allegations of doping in 1966. It was alleged and widely published that West Germany was fostering and covering up a widespread culture of doping in sports for decades, including in the run-up to this event. Of course, it was never proven definitively. Next is, was this first ever fixed World Cup? 1978? Shh, I'm not saying it. The military dictatorship of General Videla was widely suspected of playing a major role in the fixing of Argentina's first World Cup victory. As a result of a number of things that happened during this World Cup, many people have come to the conclusion that the tournament was fixed. For instance, Argentina needed a 4-goal victory over Peru in the round 2 final match to advance to the championship game instead of Brazil, and they eventually won 6-0. It was widely believed that this victory was rigged. In the championship game against the Dutch team had to take an unplanned route to the venue, and they got to the field before the Argentinian team and faced the hostility of 70,000 plus fans until the hosts arrived about 10 minutes later. The actual game was also fiercely played, but the majority of close calls went in the home team's favor, and they won the match and the tournament with a 3-1 scoreline. Number 7. Patrick Battiston almost killed by Harald Schumacher in 1982. Battiston, a substitute of France in the World Cup semi-final against West Germany, attempted to get to the ball as it approached the German goal. However, he failed to anticipate the presence of the goalie Schumacher. Schumacher turned his body and knocked out the Frenchman in a disgustingly nasty play that altered the course of his life permanently. Battiston was nearly killed when he was injured so severely that he had to be carried off the field on a stretcher. He suffered a broken back, lost 2 teeth, and was knocked out cold. Surprisingly, instead of awarding Schumacher a send-off, a goal kick was given. Germany won and went on to the finals to face Italy. Next is Algeria's exit viciously plotted by West Germany and Austria in 1982. This was a classic anti-football moment which also brought about a new fair play rule. To everyone's surprise, Algeria, a first-time World Cup participant, defeated the tournament favorites West Germany by 2-1 and came within a hair's breadth of advancing to the following round of the tournament. Since the final games in each group were scheduled at separate times, West Germany knew that a 1-0 victory over Austria would advance them and Austria as well, while eliminating Algeria. Horst Hrubesch put the Germans ahead after only 10 minutes. The rest of the game was played with the same score because neither team did anything to change it. Despite their complaints, Algeria was eliminated, but it also led to a new decision that from this point on, the last games in each group would be played simultaneously. Number 9. Another fixed World Cup? What? The 2002 World Cup in South Korea was another tournament where the hosts performed exceptionally well, thanks in large part to the controversial rulings. A goal scored by Totti was disallowed and he was sent off for diving by Ecuadorian referee Byron Moreno in the round of 16 match between Italy and host South Korea. Then a golden goal by An Jung-hwan gave South Korea a 2-1 victory. Come the next round, Egyptian match official Gamal Al Gondaur disallowed 2 legitimate Spanish goals, and the linesman consistently ruled Spanish players offside during that match. South Korea advanced to the semi-finals with a 5-3 victory on the penalties. Both referees were forced to retire soon after the tournament ended, owing to match manipulation and accepting bribes to help the South Koreans advance. At number 10, 1 player, 1 match, 3 yellow cards. Have you ever seen 3 yellow cards given to the same player in a single match? Well, anything is possible. If it is your day, you can still continue to play despite getting 2 yellow cards in the same match, right? In a 2006 group stage match between Croatia and Australia, English referee Graham Paul notoriously booked the same player, Josip Simonic, 3 times. Simonic was first booked in the 61st minute for a foul on Harry Kewell, and again in the 90th minute for another nasty foul. In spite of this, Paul did not send him on his way. The moment Simonic was sent off by Paul in the 93rd minute is one of the most memorable in recent tournament history. And finally, as a bonus, at number 11, 1966 revisited. Goal or no goal? England and Germany were playing in the 2010 World Cup quarterfinals, and the scoreboard was showing 2-1 for Germany when Frank Lampard took a shot that hit the crossbar and appeared to have crossed the line. When it came back, German goalie Manuel Neuer picked up the ball and got it back in play. Everyone in the crowd saw the ball go in, but unlike 1966, the referee did not signal a goal this time. So the final score would be 4-1 for Germany in that match. This sparked renewed interest in implementing video review system in football. But you see, sometimes even video reviews are not really foolproof, or are not really made foolproof, so to say. Well, my friend, these were some of the key moments and controversies from FIFA World Cup history in our opinion. In a previous video, we told you about 5 greatest players in the World Cup history. If you haven't watched it yet, you will find the link in the description or on the card somewhere on this screen. Watch out for more fun-filled and entertaining football-related videos from us in this World Cup season. And finally, subscribe and do let us know in your comments if you like our efforts and presentation. This will encourage our team in a big way. Stay tuned and keep enjoying the World Cup. Well, that's all for our ride today. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave us a like and subscribe if not already done so. Thank you for being such a wonderful guest. Take a ride with our next video or see you on our next trip. Till then, take good care of yourself and stay special. Bye-bye.